Hi, my name is Beth Rosenblum. I'm a librarian here at Hartnell College, and we're here today to learn about the academic research databases that Hartnell offers to all of its students. Because believe it or not, with all the information that's available with Google, it's simply the tip of the iceberg when it comes to academic research. So Hartnell does provide for you lots of academic databases. So we're going to take a look at those today. I am on the library page of the Hartnell website, and I simply got there by utilizing that A to Z index, going to L for library. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down the library page a little bit, and over on in this black toolbar, we see Research Resources. That's where all of the databases live, Research Resources page. So in clicking on that Research Resources, here on this right box where it says All Resources, all of the databases are listed alphabetically. Many of our databases, not all of them, are owned by a company called EBSCOhost. So a lot of them have the same look and feel as Academic Search Complete, which is the first one I'm going to take us into today. Just realize that even if it doesn't look and feel exactly like this, although many of them do, it's just like the difference between a Ford and a Honda. They still have a horn, they still have a gas pedal. You just have to look for where these features are if it's not an EBSCOhost database. So I will enter my first subject terms. Let's say I want to research fracking, okay? And then fracking is a large topic, so I'm going to narrow it by saying fracking in California. And notice these little boxes here on the left. We can change them to read and, or not. So in this one, I'm going to choose not, and I'll put in legislation. So my initial search here, fracking in California, but not legislation, and I'll hit search, and up comes 80 different sources. I won't say all articles because they can even include sometimes videos and such, but primarily articles. So over here in this limit to area over on the left, we can limit it also by full text, scholarly, which are peer-reviewed journals. Sometimes your instructors will task you to use only peer-reviewed journals, so notice that there's a tab right there for that. And then there's also this date slide bar for publication date. So oftentimes instructors will ask you to be sure that your source was published in the last 10 years. So here's an easy way to indicate that. So I am now down to 17 different sources, a much easier job to search through. And let's say that I really like this particular article. I can see it comes from an academic journal. I can see it offers the PDF full text. So I'm going to click on that article title. And let's look over here on the right what we can do with this article. We can print it, we can email it to ourselves, we can save it, we can cite it. Let's open up the citation function. And notice that there are various formats that one can use to cite, okay? Whatever you are tasked with in your class, for instance, MLA, you can simply copy and paste right here. Always take a good look at it. Sometimes it's not 100% correct. Sometimes it has the author's name all in capitals. So you do have to use good sense. But this is a tremendous help to be able to copy and paste the citation in the appropriate format that you are using, okay? And also, if you email it to yourself, you also want to choose the citation format and change it to the one that you're using, for instance, MLA, so that it emails it to you with that proper formatting in place, okay? And then we will go to, well, a couple of different things. One is that the subject terms down here will give you a good indication for terms that you can use in those initial subject boxes that we first put our search terms in right up here. Okay, so if you really like this article, then take a good look at those subject terms because you might want to use them for a future search. In addition, there's an abstract here, and the abstract gives us an idea as to what the entire article is about. So if we're not quite sure if this article is completely appropriate for our research topic, be sure to read the abstract. Of course, we don't want to do our research writing on the abstract. We want to open and read the entire article. So let me show you how to do that. It's right over here in PDF full text. That will give us a copy of exactly what the article looks like. So if you want to cite this particular paragraph, you know that it came from what page? That it came from page 192, okay? So that is pretty much what I wanted to show you on that particular academic search. And again, going back to research resources, we were just in Academic Search Complete. I want to show you some of the other databases available for you here. CINAHL is very good for nursing. CQ Researcher has in-depth articles on current interest topics. So if you're at the point where you've been tasked to do a research paper and you have not yet chosen your topic, CQ Researcher would be a good place to start just to get some ideas on topics. There are this criminal justice abstracts with full text. You can see that there are databases for specific topics like criminal justice. And then we have ebooks here at Hartnell. We have many, many ebooks available for you. I think close to 75,000 at this point. And you can email to yourself a chapter of an ebook, just like we showed you in Academic Search, how to email yourself the article. You can email yourself a chapter from an ebook. Films on demand. I want to show you films on demand here. It offers educational videos, and sometimes your instructors will task you with utilizing sources that are not articles. So here I have, again, 105 results for free. So all types, you can hit here documentary film. You can choose here lecture and interview. So sometimes your instructors will inform you that as part of the lesson or as part of the assignment that you need to use something that's actually a documentary or a lecture and interview for your source, and this is where you would do that. Okay, so I am going to go back and continuing down the list of the databases that we offer. Let's see, we were in films, and I want to point out here opposing viewpoints in context. That will give you pro and con articles for argumentative papers. And so will Points of View Reference Center. That will also give you pro and con articles. So great databases to access should you need a pro-con type of research paper. Okay, and then moving over towards the left side of this page, I'm going to point out here the research guides. This box here for research guides. Your librarians have made for you particular research guides for particular topics or classes, and it's a good way to get started. It'll give you all kinds of links to websites, databases, sometimes blogs, etc., on these particular subjects. Okay, so it's a great way to get going. And then the Discovery Service, this is a pretty fast way. It may give you a lot of doing a search. So you can simply put your term in right here, hit search, and you can do some limiting factors down here as well. But again, it might give you a lot of results. So going into the individual databases might be a better way for you to go. And lastly, EBSCOhost here actually searches all of the EBSCOhost databases potentially at once if you select all and then continue, and it will look just like what we saw with Academic Search Complete, except now you are searching all of these different databases, and you would do exactly what we did earlier on. Okay, and let me take you right back to the Hartnell Library page, just so I can point out a couple of things. And right here on the front page indicates all of our open hours, and during all of the open hours you are more than welcome to call the reference desk or email the reference desk with any questions, particularly about doing research. So feel free to use your reference librarians for your assistance, and I wish you much success. I am the librarian at King City, South County, and also at the main library. My name is Beth Rosenblum, and I'm happy to be of service to you whenever you should need. Take care.